Hey guys, welcome back to my video. Sorry, not welcome back to my video. Welcome to today's video. And we are going to be looking at quite an interesting scenario, actually. We are going to be seeing what would happen in 2024 if Nixon, not Nixon, faced off against Joe Biden. Now, if you don't know who Richard Nixon was, he is the 37th president. He was actually known for quite a lot of things. He was very popular during his time, as we can see in here, and I'm about to bring up the 1972 presidential election, where Nixon was running for re-election. He faced off George McGovern, who only won 17 electorals. Nixon won in a landslide, winning every state except for Massachusetts and D.C. Oh, and one faithless electoral in Virginia. So as you can tell from here, he was popular. But his popularity quickly changed. He was popular at this time too, not as popular, however. But as I am saying, his popularity quickly went really down because of a scandal, one of the biggest scandal in American history, which was called Watergate, where basically, if you don't know, I'm not going to go over the details because this video is just a prediction, but if you want to know more about Watergate, you can read about it and you will understand why he was so hated about it. So, but this guy wanted it. His name is Red is Great and very good person. You should check out his channel as well. He's actually has some of his own type of things going on. He is pretty good channel. You should watch his as well. Videos. Anyways, let's begin. What if Richard Nixon faced off Joe Biden? He said this is before Watergate, so before the scandal. And as we just saw, he was very popular at that time. So his popularity would pretty much carry on into this era. That's what I'm assuming he meant. Anyways, so let's begin with our major things. It would be, no matter how popular a politician is, it's impossible for them to win in a landslide unless a third party comes and steals the votes. And that's because we're polarizing at such an accelerating rate that it's actually getting more and more worrying that it's going to be actually impossible to win, and that's what in a few years, and that is why elections are getting closer and closer. Like, you won't see the same margins you do then now as you will see now. That is why we are transferring it here, and Joe Biden has the advantage. I think I'm talking too much right now. So let me slow down myself. Oh, sorry. So Richard Nixon does not have that Trumpian appeal. He does not. He would lose these states. And Joe Biden would win both second districts, and along with New Hampshire. However, despite not having that Trumpian appeal, I think he'd still be able to win Iowa. He would be able to win Ohio. He'd be able to win North Carolina. And because of his appeal, he'd be able to take back. This puts Joe Biden at 269. He'd be able to take back Arizona, Georgia, Florida. He'd be able to keep Texas, and he'd be able to win Nevada. Oh, no. You have a 269. I was not expecting that. I guess, however, you could say Nixon could also win New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. There we go, 326 to 212. That is my prediction. Now I would like to go over some logistics, and I'm going to now go over margins. So let's begin with our margins. I like to zoom in when I'm doing my margins, so I'm just going to go here. This would probably be likely. This would be lean, but this would actually be tilt Biden. New Hampshire would be, I'd say, lean Biden. Vermont, safe. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., all safe. New York, also safe. Nixon would be able to pull in a victory on Pennsylvania. He would be able to win West Virginia, safe. That's not going to flip. Virginia would be lean. Richard Nixon would win North Carolina, tilt. South Carolina, I'd say that would be... South Carolina, let me think about that. Yeah, South Carolina safe. Georgia, I'd say lean. Florida, lean. Ohio, lean. Iowa, lean. These are not going to be likely states because he does not have that Trumpian appeal they care about. Michigan would be tilt, most likely. Wisconsin, lean. I'm going to also put Pennsylvania tilt. Louisiana, these are all safe. Minnesota, I think Joe Biden could keep that. It would be tilt. Richard Nixon could keep Texas. He could keep it in the likely margin. Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Nebraska is safe, but Joe Biden would win the 2nd district, which is, I'd put tilt or lean. I'm going to put lean. He's going to have 275, and then Joe Biden's going to put, these would both be likelies. Arizona would probably be lean him. Nevada would be tilt red. I'm putting Nevada red a lot of times because it is trending red. And this is a disputed claim, but you don't let anybody tell you. It is not trending red. It is trending red. Let me just show you guys something. 2016, 2008. It's trending red at the moment. It's just trending red. There we go. Point made. Now you may say, what do you mean? It hasn't gone red since George W. Bush in 2004. Well, yes and no. Texas is also trending blue, but it has not gone blue since Jimmy Carter. So it is getting more and more blue, and at a point in the foreseeable future, it can flip. I've just put California leans. That's like every Democrat's nightmare. They can't win without California, to be honest. Anyways, this is basically what would be the end result map. I would, however, like to discuss one last thing about this possibility, and you've probably heard it by now on my channel quite a lot. Richard Nixon is a moderate by today's standards. He'd probably be called a rhino by conservatives. Even though he is conservative, he's on the right side. So I'd say there could be a conservative challenger. I'm going to put him as yellow, which would basically ensure a sweep for Biden. He'd probably win every state except for a few. Nixon would most likely just win. I'd say he'd lose Montana. He'd win Utah, win North and South Dakota, win Oklahoma, win Arkansas, Alabama, West Virginia, Kentucky. That's pretty much all he'd win. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you like and subscribe. This is actually a pretty interesting video. Thank you. Like and subscribe. I just made Florida red by accident.